Hi, welcome to ET Connections. I'm Melanie.
I'm Ian.
And today we're going to talk about our experience doing CE-5 at Mount Shasta.
Shasta, such a great place.
Yeah, we were actually quite surprised by the reaction we had gotten there. When we arrived, we are usually very spontaneous people, and it's like, okay, well, where do we want to set up our tent? And we couldn't find anywhere. Nothing was feeling quite right. So we decided instead, we just want to set up for CE-5, and the best place that we could find was off the road.
A turnout.
A turnout. And so it ended up being cliff, a main road, which is one way each, up to Mount Shasta.
I'll be the cliff.
Oh, hello, Cliff. And then the road, and then it was a little dirt turnout, and then
another cliff.
You're perfect, Cliff. And so we were here on this turnout, and we set up just some chairs, our crystal grid, and began at about 9 o'clock at night, which was still pretty light out. And so we began with our meditation as we usually do, and we had our dog there this time. Sometimes our dog Boji comes with us, and he is great because he acts really as a what would you call it?
Like a verifier?
Yeah, he acts as a verifier, because when I feel that there's beings around, he'll about a second or two later be like, oh, there's something around. So he and I kind of work together. It's really interesting that way. So we were doing our meditation, and we saw that there was a bright light on the mountain. And by this time, it's probably about midnight. It's quiet. All the people who are camping at the base of Shasta nearby are quieting down. Everyone's going to sleep. And we see this really bright light. And
I still was believing that it was possibly a camping light of some kind. Certainly wasn't a lantern. It wasn't that warm orangey glow. It was bright white, as LEDs produce, but
yeah,
very bright. So I was still kind of keeping an eye on it, but at that time I was still considering it a very powerful camping light of some kind.
So we bickered about that for a couple hours. We did, because I'm like, no, it's impossible, because if you can't see the people on the mountain, how could their light, if their light is that bright, to be, at that time it was
about 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m. For it to be that bright, and when you can't usually see people, that means that light would have had to have been the size of a house or something in comparison. And so we started going, let's just pretend then. We're going to go with the fact of, we're going to put our questioning aside and go with what we're going to see.
Check it out.
So Ian grabbed the green laser pointer.
Yes, and I pointed it right at it, and I started to signal it, flicker, 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 and see what would happen. And nothing happened for a little while. I probably hailed it about 5 or so times. There were also 2 other dimmer lights that were kind of moving around to the left and the right of it. On the mountain.
There were lights that would come up, and that one would kind of dim a little. And so we did have a couple lights, and I do believe they actually did at one point signal back. There was something there was something going on where we're like, you know what, we're getting signals, this isn't normal. And so finally he lets out a big hail. He's like, wah, wah.
I gotta stay on the big bright light for a while now. I'm just
He's like, hello. And then it hails big time, and from that little spot on the mountain shoots this beam of light that lights up the trees, us, and it was like, he and I were like,
you talk about an adrenaline rush. That was very
like, oh my gosh,
extremely bright. It's like it just turned on us, like the eye of Sauron just boom. We're like, whoa.
I know, we felt very much aware that they were aware of us. They're like, we see you. It's like, oh my gosh, they see us.
Yeah, and then we didn't really know what to do. We were still kind of new at CE-5, I feel like I'll do a better job next time of just sending gratitude and love instead of
Well, we did
fear.
later. At first it's like, and it's like, oh, with love and light. You were so good.
Right, so this is the shoulder we were camped out on. Bottom cliff here, road, upper cliff here. And here is a picture of what the shoulder looked like. And there it is. All right, so here's that shoulder. And the lights that we saw were up in this area between this mountain peak and this mountain peak, ... Let's go back here. Now, let's zoom out. I'll show you just how far we really were from the mountain peak. All right, so these are those two mountain peaks, and from this spot down to this spot, let's try that again. It is over 3 miles in distance. That's a pretty long way for someone's camping light to light up the trees around us and each other in our area. It was surreal, to say the least.
But that wasn't it. Then the light had dimmed back to its normal brightness, and then we started to hear things.
So again, we had been alone on this turnout. And again, our dog was laying right there next to us. And suddenly we heard crunching gravel of bipedal steps. And together, because we were sitting side by side, we both turned. The moment we looked behind us, the footsteps stopped.
Just stopped.
Because at first we thought, oh, maybe someone's coming, and then wait a second, no.
It was getting louder and clearly coming toward us. And so that's how we both looked at the same time, and then it was done. We're like, okay.
We just looked at it, and our dog was not getting hyper.
Yeah, he actually wasn't fazed by it.
Yeah, he was like, let's just see TV. Oh, they look nice. They look friendly. And so that was also quite a moment. And I remember when the beam of light, the moment I felt, I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna take you. Because I'm like, he's more willing to go, whereas me, I'm like, no, don't go.
Party with some ETs.
So it was just a funny moment of, and he's like, oh my God, that was it. He had said, I feel lighter. I'm like, you feel lighter.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like
this was last year, so memories are coming back.
Yeah. So he's like, I feel lighter.
Oh.
And he's like, no, just lighter. And I thought lighter as in beaming lighter.
And those were the two big experiences in Shasta. We will be going back to Shasta again in less than a week from now. And we have better equipment, and we'll be actually taking
We'll be shooting on location this time. Mm-hmm. And for the rest of our videos, we plan to shoot as best we can on location during our experiences.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for joining us today again here on ET Connections. We look forward to visiting with you again. Please like and subscribe, and have a great day.
See you next time.